So what we're going to do is we're going to close all of these tabs. Just select the little X's in the corners of the windows. Just close everything. And you want to be left with a blank MT4 platform, because I'm going to take you through how to set up everything from scratch. Now, these are just the basics, but you better practice them so that you remember how to set everything up. So let's start with your terminal. Now, in your terminal, under trade, your trade tab is basically where you will find all the open trades that you have. All the buys and the sells that are currently in the market will be shown here. And under the profit column, under the profit column, you will find your overall profit or loss that you are making from all the trades that you have open. Over here, we have got your balance, which is your current account balance. Your equity is whatever profit or loss you are making, the overall profit or loss, added to your balance. So if you're in a loss, it'll obviously be less the balance, but if you are in a profit, then it'll obviously be more than the balance. And then your free margin, JP Markets or your broker is going to select, take out a percentage of your account to give you room for movement. But we'll go into that in more detail later on in the course. For now, just know that your free margin is how much room for movement your account has. And then account history. Now, account history is where you will find all your entries. So anything that you do on your platform will be found under account history. So as you can see, our initial deposit for our demo account was $10,000. And you can see the time that it was deposited. Now also what you will see is your overall profit or loss on the entire account. So from when you open the account, are you in a profit or loss? And then you've got credits, deposits, and withdrawals. So as you use this account, these figures will change. So Navigator is our next window that we will be opening. Now your Navigator window is basically where you will find all your accounts. So right now we only have a practice account, but your live account will also be here under another JP Markets tab, except it'll say JP Markets Live. Now you can log into your account by just clicking this number, but when you hover over it, it will show you the overall balance. As you can see there, this shows you that it's a demo. And the balance is $10,000 and the leverage for this account is 1 to 500. That 1 to 500 is the leverage. We will also be teaching you about leverage later on, so don't pay any mind to it right now. So if you want to log into your account, just double click, and because you have saved your account information, it will automatically be in there for you, and then you can just click log in and it will log you in. Under Navigator, you will also find your indicators. You will also be learning about these later on in the course, but this is where you find them. You also find your expert advisors and your scripts under your Navigator. Now the next window is your Market Watch. Your Market Watch is where you find all the currency pairs that you are able to trade. Now if you just hover over the names, you will see that it will show you US dollar versus Canadian dollar. That's USD CAD. That's the full name for this currency pair. So this one is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Now we've only got 5 currency pairs on our Market Watch currently. So what you want to do is you want to right click and select show all. Now once you select show all and you scroll down, you'll see that you have a lot more currency pairs to trade. You've also got indices and commodities that you can trade. So with the grayed out currency pairs, you will not be able to place any trades on these grayed out currency pairs if you open a chart on it. So make sure that when you open your charts, they are all the charts that you ever open are with the currency pairs that are black while the writing is black. So these little windows, we can move them. So we're gonna move this. If you just hover over the side, you will find that the 2 pointed arrows will appear, and that allows you to move it. And you are also able to move your windows and make them bigger and smaller. Now, if you hover over the name, you are able to remove the window completely and let it stand alone. Or you can take it and you can put it right back where it was. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so we prefer it not to be so big. There we go. Okay, so we have our market watch, except I want to put it a bit higher. So we're just going to drag and drop it on top there. So let's focus a bit on our market watch. Now on your market watch, you've got your symbols, which is your currency pair that you are currently trading, your ask and bid price, which we'll be learning about later. Now what I need you to do is right click anywhere and then select spread. We will teach you what this is later, but for now, just make sure that you can see it. Now, to open any one of these charts, we're going to right click. For now, we're going to be right clicking on Euro USD, which is the euro versus the US dollar. So we're going to right click and select new chart window. And this will automatically open up a chart window for you. So now for it to fill up this entire gray area, because we want our chart nice and big, we're going to click the maximize button. It's that little square at the top there. So we're going to click that. And it automatically fills out the entire area. Now you can open more than one chart at the same time. So we're going to open Euro USD, which we already have, and USD JPY, which is the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. So we're going to right click and select new chart window. Now under new chart window, once you have another new chart window open, at the bottom here you will be able to see the different windows that you have open. So you can switch between them just by clicking them, and you can have as many windows as you would like open at the same time, and you can just switch between them. How cool is that? Okay, so we're going to right click and we're going to remove our grid. So I'm going to take you into a bit of what this chart actually is and what you're actually looking at when you look at this chart. So over here we are looking at Euro USD. So I'm going to zoom in. To zoom in and out, you're going to use the magnification glasses. Can you see that if you hover over any of these things, it'll actually tell you what this is. It'll give you a little pop-up to show you what it is. So this is zoom in and zoom out. So we want to zoom in, and we can clearly see that, you know, this is what the chart looks like. Now this is called a bar chart. Now why it's called a bar chart is because it uses bars to represent the opens and closes. Now don't worry, you don't know what that is right now. We will teach you about it later. Just know that the bar chart has little bars to represent open and closes. But we don't really like the bar chart because we can't really see which of the little bars represent one going up and one going down at a glance. So this is, we've also got a line chart. Now over here you can change the type of charts that you see. The line chart also doesn't give us much information. It just shows us a general movement of price, overall movement. But when we look at candlesticks, we can see clearly, it is obvious that the ones with the white in the center move down, and the ones with the black in the center move the market up. Okay, so that's all we're going to go into. As for the actual candlesticks, you'll learn about it in the next lesson. But as for the actual chart, what are we looking at when we look at this specific chart? We are looking at a fluctuation of the exchange rate. Now you can see that this is a representation of price, which is on your right hand side, and your representation of time, which is at the bottom. As you can see, these are all little dates and times, and each of these little candlesticks takes exactly 1 hour to form because we are on the 1 hour time frame. So if we are looking at this, we can clearly see that, you know, price moves up and down, and then, you know, your candlestick closes. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame so that you can see it more clearly. So you can see price is moving up and down, and when 60 seconds is up, your candlestick is going to stop creating itself and start a new one because we are on the 1 minute time frame. So this candlestick is going to take 1 minute to form, This candlestick took 1 minute to form. That took 1 minute to form. Each and every single one of them took 1 minute to form. Now we've got the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, 15 minute time frame, 30 minute time frame, 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 day time frame, the weekly time frame, and the monthly time frame. So if I am on the monthly time frame, what this means is that the single candlestick took 1 month to form. If I'm on the 4 hour time frame, this single candlestick took 4 hours to form. Now we're going to look at the 1 minute time frame. Let's just observe this while I'm explaining the rest to you. As you can see, this candlestick is currently creating itself, and it leaves these little sticks as it leaves up and down. Now we'll explain more about how the actual candlestick forms and what the candlestick means in the next class. But for now, what I need you to know is that this price over here is changing. Can you see that? And that is how it is forming the candlestick. Now, why this price is changing is because you're looking at a representation of how many US dollars you are going to pay for every 1 euro. Now, how I figure that out is by the currency pair. So we can see that we are on the Euro USD chart right now. Oh, yes. Can you see this candlestick stopped forming because 1 minute was up? But back to this. We are on the Euro USD chart right now. So you have got a base and a quote currency. So I'm going to explain what those are to you real quick. So we have got Euro USD. So this is the Euro versus the US dollar. So what we are saying is, because our Euro is the currency to the left, we are saying it is 1. And because the dollar is the currency to the right, we are saying it is X. So X represents basically whatever price this gray line is currently at now. Okay, so that's your quote price. So the euro is called the base currency, and your dollar is called your quote currency. Now, when we say quote currency, what we are saying is that we are asking ourselves, by looking at this chart, for every 1 euro, how many dollars am I going to receive? So now this gray line represents where price is currently at. So right now, price is currently at 1.06123. So for every 1 euro, that is how much we are going to receive, because that is what price is currently at right now. Now, once you understand that, it's a lot easier to understand what this chart actually represents. Now, for now, what I need you to take away from this lesson is the base and the quote currency. Now, when you are looking at USD JPY, for example, you are saying for every 1 US dollar, how many Japanese yen am I going to receive? So every 1 US dollar, I am going to receive 113.116 Japanese yen for every 1 US dollar. Now, what you are trading when you trade foreign currency or on the foreign exchange is the fluctuation of this exchange rate. You are basically questioning, is the price for every 1 euro going to go down or is it going to go up? So in other words, am I going to pay more for every 1 euro or am I going to pay less for every 1 euro? Now, that is the question of the century, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what we are going to help you predict in the future. So that is all for this class. Please continue to your quiz. Thank you for watching.